beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing my Escovitch fish recipe with you. Let's get straight into the ingredients. I've already washed and prepped the ingredients. Here I've got about 3 cloves of crushed garlic, 1 Scotch bonnet pepper crushed, onions that I've cut into rings, carrot that I've julienned, Scotch bonnet peppers that I've also cut into rings, and yellow, green and red bell peppers which I've also julienned, some vinegar, pimentos, white sugar, and this is all the seasoning that I'll be using, which contains aromat as my all-purpose, black pepper, paprika, garlic granules, onion salt and fish seasoning. And I'm just going to mix that all in. I'll also list all the ingredients in the description below. Now that that's all mixed in, time to season the fish. The fish that I've chosen to use today is tilapia, but you can use any fish of your choice. It's entirely up to you. Ensure that you give your fish a good wash. I've already washed my fish in lime and given it a pat down with a paper towel, just so that when I put the seasoning on it, it doesn't run off, and to remove that excess water, that excess moisture. So now I'm going in with the seasoning. So I'm just going to take a bit of the seasoning like that and go in. Start from the inside, ensuring to put a generous amount. Make sure that you put a generous amount. You want your fish to have a lot of flavour. So get in there on the insides, then the outside. I've also made some slices in the body of the fish, so I'm gonna put some seasoning in there as well, and then rub the rest of the fish with the seasoning. And I'm gonna do this with both, so just repeat the process. Also, I wanted to say, make sure that you wash your surfaces and your sink with some bleach to get out that rawness. Also a good idea, put your sponge or your cloth in some bleach overnight. Just soak it in some bleach to get out that rawness out of the sponge. Now both fish is well seasoned. I'm really happy with that. I've also used up all my seasoning. I need to fry the fish, and make sure that your oil is really hot, a little bit smoky like this. I don't know if you can see that smoke, but that means it's ready for frying. I've got 1 cup of oil in my pan, and I'm using Flora pure sunflower oil. You can use any oil of your choice. So now the oil is set and I'm ready to put the fish in. Definitely need to open a window and put your extractor fan on, because the heat is a lot. But there's the fish, it's in. I'm going to leave it to fry for 5 minutes on one side and then turn. I didn't add these to the oil when it was hot because they would just burn. So now the temperature should have dropped as the fish is in the pan. So I'm going to add them now just to flavour the oil. I'm now ready to turn the fish onto the other side for another 5 minutes. All this bit here is where all that seasoning was. It's all fried in into the fish nicely. So now that the fish has cooked for 5 minutes on each side, I've turned the heat down to let it soak in a little bit before I take it out, probably for another 5 minutes. But now I'm going to do the pickling, the bit that make it Escovitch. So now I'm adding in some vinegar, pimento, pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm going to give that a mix. Give that a good mix. And then I'm going to go straight in there with the Scotch bonnet peppers and the carrot at the same time, because the carrot is a bit harder than the rest of the other ingredients. So straight in there with the Scotch bonnet and the carrots. But you don't want the carrots too soft at the same time, so now I'm going in there with the peppers and the onions. You still need a bit of that crunch, you get me? So peppers in there now. Let that simmer down a little bit. Onions. Fish is ready to come out. I'm just going to put it on a rack to drain off the excess oil. So over here I've got a little design for you. Got that presentation and that. So that's the fish on there, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of decoration. Now it's time to add our sauce. Put that across the top, like that. Look at that. Ooh, that sauce. Strong, can smell the pepper. And then just gonna pour a little on there as well. Now guys, our Escovitch fish is done. Finished. Looking so yummy. This is also really nice the next day, but I think I'm gonna have this today with some mac and cheese. You can also have it with some hardo bread if you like. So yeah, also good around Easter time, if you're having fish on Good Friday. So thank you for watching, guys.